Hi guys, how are you? So this is a video about how to find true love. So basically, um, uh, I've been in multiple, like quite a few relationships in my life. I found some were good, some were bad, some were great, some were terrible, some were some were meh. And a lot of the time uh, I was looking for a relationship, and I think that's a key word is when we spend so much time trying to find the right person, we have sometimes a little bit of a tougher time finding the right person. And the reason is because a lot of things are that present themselves in our reality, in our matrix, which is our reality, created in this dimension that we can observe, we can feel, have our full senses of awareness in. Well, those are basically created by ourselves, our beliefs, our thoughts, our words, our interactions. And so let me explain a little bit what I mean by that. Is that so? A lot of the times when I was looking for relationships, I'd be looking for a relationship after a relationship. So if I'd be looking for a relationship after a relationship, I'd find this person, and this person was great, and I didn't tell them that I just ended a relationship. But then I'd be looking for someone after a relationship, and guess what? Then it turns out that this person was in a relationship and is looking for somebody after a relationship but can't get over the last person. And that was a little bit what I was dealing with. And so the reason is I attracted what I felt about myself. I attracted someone that was similar to me, similar to how I felt at that time. So that happens a lot, I find, and especially when you're talking about things like emotion. Everything agitates itself when you're stimulated by somebody. Uh, so when this happened, you do have a lot of um, uh, you have this like reflection of a mirror of yourself that presents itself to the reality. And because you're opening your reality by wanting someone or looking for someone, you're in the mode search. So and the reality will create a mode search, and then you will attract maybe people in mode search, for all we know. So I talked to one of my friend, and then he found someone in his life. And what it was is it was actually a friend of his, and he've known for quite some time. And then eventually, he saw her out of nowhere, and he felt great. Like he was kind of done with the relationship. He thought, you know what, relationships, what the hell? Like, I spent so much time trying to, take out girls on dates, spend money, emotionally too, because men don't talk about it, but a lot of men are repressed emotionally for most of their life. They have to act a certain way, they have to be a certain way, they have to be a man. They they're pushed to be a macho that has no emotion, that has to be strong, that has to be violent. That's what society perpetrates men. So a lot of men that are a bit more sensitive then will deal with the repression of their emotions, nonstop, because they have to look a certain way. So they can't be in touch with their emotions. They don't know who they are, really. They don't even know why they're reacting, so they transfer everything to anger. Anyways, that's another subject. But or other emotions that are more accepted, in the system of genders. So the idea I find is actually stop looking. If you're actually wanting someone in your life, stop looking. You can also build a lot of expectations, and expectations are a way to eradicate the possibilities in a way, because I mean you could have likes and dislikes about a lot of things you want, but you do have to come to a compromise. You can't get everything you want. I mean, you will get close to the picture, you will always get closer and closer, but starting from this mindset, will you ever find the perfect godly, or goddess like person? I think it's the possibilities are probably close to none if you start thinking about criticism and how far this will bring you. Um, and already when you will, so when you will look for someone, if you are comfortable with yourself and you don't, and you feel like your world is balanced, you can also see clearly. So if you're disturbed emotionally, you won't be able to fully understand what you're going through as you meet this person. So you may think, oh, this is this person that's creating this, or is this the ego, or an emotional, backwash. What is going on? What is this, return of nonsense? Where is it arriving from? And so the question is, um, you know who do I think about? Who do you like? What do you like? What did you like in past relationships? um, and if you don't know relationships, then try a relationship. Try a relationship that seems to be nice. Make your research, and go a little bit with the flow. Be a little bit adventurous if you can, um, if that works for you, or be more meticulous if that's what you prefer to be. Um, and then maybe, sometimes there's a little bit of a play of who takes advantage of who, and this is something that usually happens in the beginning of a relationship. A lot of times is the game between, oh, who is dominant, and nobody will be truly dominant. Otherwise, it's not a relationship that can fully work. There's always gonna, or maybe one will be dominant, but the other one won't tell that they're dominant, but they're actually more dominant because they control the person by, appearing less dominant, or vice versa. So, but it is great to also keep a certain balance. I think, if you start, um, if you could do a 50-50 way too. I think that's also a great way. I find a lot of arguments in couples starts within the moment that, oh, I paid for this, oh no, you paid for this, or I paid for this. I lost a relationship just because of money, because essentially the person gives you something and then they don't want to give you anymore. They feel like they want it back, or they didn't say that, or they're gonna find another way around. Communication, you need to have a good communication with the person. It's one thing to have some sexual intercourses with someone, and this is great, and if that works, then that's great. How long will this last? Is the couple ready to upkeep also? Are both partners ready to upkeep themselves? Are they willing to physically be uh, accepting, the change. Some people may go on different diets as they start going in a relationship. Maybe they'll get a bit more weight on, or maybe they will start becoming very physical, and the other person won't, and maybe that could do a clash, or maybe the other person doesn't care, or maybe they do care, but maybe they don't want to say it because they love the person, they don't want to hurt them. So, those things. What are the goals? What are the goals also? You need to discuss that. Are you past the romance? You have to look at what is the big plan, because when you're with someone, I think that you're a partner. You're a partner with that person. It's like being a partner in a business, except you're sharing more than the business. It's So it's a big decision.